End of cycle assessment. Senior 3. Item 1. A tomato farmer in Mityana grew tomatoes near a dusty roadside. The plants were constantly covered with dust, and white flies infested the lower leaves. Later, the region experienced irregular watering, some days flooding, others very dry. The tomato leaves turned yellow, some fruits cracked, and flower buds dropped before opening. When the farmer began watering regularly and applied mulch, new flowers and fruits formed, giving a moderate harvest. Task. Part A. Describe how the conditions around the farm affected the tomato plants. Part B. Explain how the tomato plants managed to resume flowering and fruiting after the farmer improved the garden conditions. How the conditions around the farm affected the tomato plants. Dust on leaves. The dust covered the leaf surfaces and blocked stomata and chlorophyll, reducing photosynthesis and gas exchange. This caused the leaves to turn yellow and the plants to grow weak. Whitefly infestation. Whiteflies sucked sap from the leaves, reducing the plant's food and water supply, and may have transmitted diseases, further weakening the plants. Irregular watering. During flooding, too much water reduces oxygen in the soil, causing root rot. During dry periods, water shortage reduced turgor pressure, causing wilting and flower buds to drop. These stresses disturbed nutrient uptake and transport in the plant. The uneven supply of water caused the fruits to swell and shrink unevenly, leading to cracking of the fruit skin. The combined stress from dust, pests, and irregular water led to low photosynthesis, poor nutrient use, and reduced growth and yield. How the tomato plants resumed flowering and fruiting after improvement. Regular watering. A steady water supply restored turgor pressure and allowed normal uptake of mineral salts. This improved photosynthesis and the transport of nutrients to growing parts. With clean leaves and enough water, stomata reopened and photosynthesis increased, providing more food, or glucose, for growth and reproduction. Mulching. Mulch retains soil moisture, reduces temperature changes, and prevents erosion. It also improved soil structure, encouraging healthy root growth. Renewed flowering and fruiting. The improved nutrition and stable conditions allowed the plants to produce new flower buds, which developed into fruits, giving a moderate harvest. Item 2. A 30-year-old man working at a metal workshop in Jinja started experiencing hand tremors, sleepless nights, and loss of appetite. He admitted to his friends that he had started taking alcohol daily to calm his nerves. One afternoon, while polishing metal, a spark flew toward his eye and he blinked rapidly while stepping back. Task. Part A. 1. Explain how the man's nervous system and eye coordinated to protect him from the spark. Part 2. 1. Describe how alcohol affects his nervous system and daily functioning. Part B. Advise the man on how he can overcome his health and behavioral challenges.
How the man's nervous system and eyes coordinated to protect him from the spark. When the spark flew toward his eye, light and heat from the spark stimulated sensory receptors in the eye. The sensory nerve carried this message to the brain, specifically the cerebrum and brainstem. The brain immediately sent a signal through motor nerves to the muscles of the eyelids and legs. The eyelids blinked rapidly to close the eyes, while the leg muscles made him step back. This quick, automatic action is a reflex action that protects the eye from injury. How alcohol affects his nervous system and daily functioning. Slows brain activity. Alcohol depresses the central nervous system, slowing message transmission between nerves. Poor coordination. It weakens the cerebellum, causing shaking hands, tremors, and poor balance at work. Lack of sleep. Alcohol interferes with normal brain rest cycles, leading to sleepless nights and fatigue. Reduced appetite. It irritates the stomach lining and affects the hypothalamus, lowering the desire to eat. Addiction and poor judgment. Continuous drinking affects the frontal lobe, reducing self-control and decision-making, making him dependent on alcohol. Advice to overcome his health and behavioral challenges. Stop alcohol intake gradually. Seek help from a medical doctor or counselor to safely reduce drinking and manage withdrawal effects. Eat balanced meals. A diet rich in proteins, vitamins, and water will help restore nerve function and energy levels. Exercise regularly. Physical activity helps reduce stress, improve blood flow, and strengthen muscles. Use safety measures at work. Always wear protective goggles and gloves to prevent injuries from sparks and metals. Join a support group. Talking with others recovering from alcohol dependence can provide motivation and emotional support. Get enough rest and sleep. Adequate rest helps the nervous system recover and improves mental focus. Item 3. Near Lake Kyoga, residents established vegetable gardens along the lakeshore. They uprooted all the grasses and reeds that used to grow there. When rain came, the soil was washed into the lake, making the water muddy. Fishermen complained of low fish catch, and mosquitoes multiplied rapidly in the stagnant water near the gardens. Later, the residents found that their vegetables were being attacked by many pests. Task, Part A. Explain how the residents' activities affected both the land and the lake ecosystem. Part B. Suggest how the community can benefit from the lakeshore area without causing harm to the environment. How the residents' activities affected both the land and the lake ecosystem.
Uprooting grasses and reeds. The grasses and reeds that covered the lakeshore helped to hold soil in place with their roots. Removing them exposed the soil to erosion by rainwater. When it rained, topsoil was washed into the lake, making the water muddy. This reduced sunlight penetration into the water, lowering photosynthesis by aquatic plants and algae. Loss of soil fertility. Continuous erosion removed the top fertile soil, reducing nutrient content and crop yield in the gardens. Effect on fish. The mud and low oxygen in the water made it hard for fish to breathe and reproduce, leading to a reduced fish population and low fish catch for fishermen. Mosquito breeding. Soil deposits blocked water flow, creating stagnant pools near the shore. These became breeding places for mosquitoes, increasing the risk of malaria. Pest attack on vegetables. The loss of natural vegetation reduced the number of predators, like frogs and birds, that feed on pests. As a result, pests multiplied and damaged the vegetables. How the community can benefit from the lakeshore without harming the environment. Plant vegetation buffers. Grow grasses, reeds, or trees along the lakeshore to hold soil, filter runoff, and protect the lake from siltation. Practice soil conservation. Use terraces, mulching, and contour planting to reduce soil erosion on garden slopes. Control water use. Irrigate vegetables carefully and regularly to avoid waterlogging and soil washing into the lake. Avoid using harmful chemicals. Use organic manure and natural pest control instead of chemical pesticides that can pollute the water. Create fish breeding zones. Leave some parts of the lakeshore undisturbed so that fish can breed and grow naturally. Community awareness. Educate residents on sustainable farming and fishing practices to ensure both food production and environmental protection. Item 4. In Mpiji District, a tea estate was established on land that was once covered with thick forest. The forest was cleared, and the exposed soil was sprayed with herbicides to control weeds. During heavy rains, muddy water flowed into nearby streams and fish ponds. Villagers later noticed that frogs, earthworms, and butterflies around the area had reduced in number, and tea plants were growing more slowly. Task. Part A. Explain the effects of the human activities described on both the soil and living organisms in the area. Part B. As an environmental biology student, describe how the tea estate can maintain production while conserving the soil and local biodiversity. Effects of human activities on the soil and living organisms. Deforestation. Clearing the forest removes trees and plant cover that protect the soil. Without roots to hold it, the soil became loose and easily washed away by rain, leading to soil erosion. Forest vegetation provided leaf litter that decayed to form humus. When trees were removed, there was less organic matter, reducing soil fertility and slowing tea plant growth. Soil erosion and water pollution. During heavy rains, muddy water carrying soil particles and chemicals flowed into streams and fish ponds, causing siltation and water pollution. This reduced oxygen in the water and affected aquatic life such as fish.
Use of herbicides. The herbicides killed weeds, but also destroyed soil microorganisms like bacteria and fungi that help in decomposition and nutrient recycling. This further lowered soil quality. Loss of animal life. Frogs, earthworms, and butterflies declined because frogs lost wet habitats and were affected by polluted water. Earthworms were killed by herbicides and a lack of humus. Butterflies lost flowers and host plants for food and breeding. This shows a decline in biodiversity. How the tea estate can maintain production while conserving soil and biodiversity. Plant trees and buffer vegetation. Replant trees and grass strips around the tea estate and along streams to prevent soil erosion and filter runoff. Use organic farming methods. Replace herbicides with manual weeding or mulching to control weeds naturally and protect soil organisms. Add organic manure. Use compost or animal manure to restore soil fertility and improve soil structure. Practice contour planting. Grow tea along contour lines or build terraces on slopes to reduce water runoff and soil loss. Protect nearby water bodies. Maintain a buffer zone of natural vegetation between the estate and water sources to trap soil and chemicals before they reach streams and ponds. Encourage biodiversity. Leave some natural vegetation patches and flower plants to provide habitats and food for insects, birds, and frogs. Environmental awareness. Train workers and community members on sustainable farming and environmental conservation to ensure continued tea production and a healthy ecosystem. Item 5. Fatuma, a 30-year-old mother in Iganga, lives near a swampy area and often suffers from malaria, chest infections, and fatigue. Her husband smokes in the house, and their meals are mainly oily fried foods with little vegetables. Fatuma also drinks unboiled water from the swamp occasionally. She has noticed swelling in her legs and tiredness when carrying her baby. Task. Part A. Explain why Fatuma is experiencing poor health and low performance, including the role of infections, nutrition, and respiratory problems. Part B. Recommend lifestyle, dietary, and environmental interventions that could improve her health and protect her family. Reasons for Fatuma's poor health and low performance. Frequent malaria attacks. Living near a swamp exposes Fatuma to mosquito bites, especially from female Anopheles mosquitoes, which transmit malaria parasites. The parasites destroy red blood cells, causing anemia, fatigue, and swelling of the legs due to poor oxygen transport. Chest infections and smoking exposure. Her husband's smoking in the house fills the air with tar and carbon monoxide, which Fatuma inhales. Tar irritates and blocks air passages, leading to chronic coughs and chest infections. Carbon monoxide combines with hemoglobin, reducing oxygen transport, causing weakness and breathlessness. Poor diet. Eating mainly oily fried foods with little vegetables gives too much fat but few vitamins and minerals. Lack of vitamin C and iron weakens the immune system and worsens anemia. Low intake of proteins slows tissue repair and body recovery after infections.
Drinking unboiled swamp water. Unboiled water may contain bacteria, worms, or protozoa that cause diarrhea, typhoid, or bilharzia. These lead to loss of nutrients and dehydration, making her weaker. Combined effects of infection, poor diet, and reduced oxygen supply lead to poor body function, low energy, and reduced performance in daily activities. Recommended lifestyle, dietary, and environmental interventions. Prevent malaria. Sleep under treated mosquito nets. Drain stagnant water around the home. Seek medical treatment promptly when a fever appears. Improve air quality. The husband should stop smoking indoors or quit smoking. Keep windows open for fresh air circulation. Improve diet. Eat a balanced diet including proteins, beans, milk, eggs, vitamins, fruits, green vegetables, and minerals. Iron-rich foods like liver and beans. Reduce oily and fried foods. Safe water and hygiene. Boil or filter water before drinking to kill germs. Maintain clean utensils and surroundings to prevent infections. Rest and light exercise. Adequate rest helps the body recover. Simple daily exercises improve blood circulation and heart strength. Health education and medical care. Attend regular health checkups for malaria and anemia. Seek advice from health workers on proper nutrition and hygiene. Item 6. Stella, a 17-year-old secondary school student from Masaka, loves eating chips, fried chicken, and soft drinks. She rarely takes fruits or vegetables and dislikes drinking water. She often feels tired, gets frequent pimples, and bleeds easily from small wounds. Her friends noticed that she has become overweight and sometimes gasps for air after climbing stairs. During a school medical checkup, she was found to have low blood iron, a weak heartbeat, and fatty deposits in her blood vessels. Task. Part A. Explain the biological causes of Stella's health conditions. Part B. Advise Stella on how she can improve her health and prevent the same conditions in the future. Biological causes of Stella's health conditions. Eating too many fried and fatty foods. Regular intake of chips and fried chicken increases fats and cholesterol in the blood. These fatty deposits build up inside blood vessels, reducing their diameter and slowing blood flow, which causes a weak heartbeat and shortness of breath. Lack of fruits and vegetables. Fruits and vegetables provide vitamins and minerals, especially vitamin C. Without vitamin C, blood vessels become weak, causing easy bleeding from small wounds and slow healing. Low iron levels. Her diet lacks iron-rich foods like green vegetables, liver, and beans. Low iron leads to anemia, where the body makes fewer red blood cells, reducing oxygen transport and causing tiredness and weakness. Lack of water. Stella dislikes drinking water, which causes poor removal of wastes from the body. This can affect skin health, leading to pimples and dull skin. Overweight or obesity. Eating many fatty and sugary foods but doing little physical activity, causes excess energy to be stored as body fat, leading to obesity. This puts extra strain on the heart and lungs, making her gasp for air after light exercise. How Stella can improve her health and prevent future problems. Eat a balanced diet. Include iron-rich foods, proteins, vitamins, and energy foods like posho, cassava, rice in proper amounts. Reduce fatty and sugary foods. Limit intake of fried foods, chips, and soft drinks to prevent fat buildup and heart problems. Drink plenty of clean water. Take at least 6 to 8 glasses daily to help remove body wastes, keep the skin clear, and improve blood circulation. Exercise regularly. Engage in daily physical activities like walking, skipping, or sports to burn excess fat and strengthen the heart and lungs. Maintain good hygiene and rest. Regular washing and rest help reduce pimples and support body repair. Health education and medical care. Attend regular health checkups for malaria and anemia. Seek advice from health workers on proper nutrition and hygiene.